people. Let me bring in our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who's been on this for some time now. So, Sanjay, what is it about this strain of heroin that's so totally awful, deadly?
Well, they're still trying to figure that out, Brooke, but the big concern here is that with certain heroin batches, people are actually cutting them with another drug. A drug known as fentanyl, in particular, is the one that they're concerned about. And basically, that's just a much more powerful version of this. It's a medication that's 10 to up to 100 times more powerful. So they use it so that they can increase the potency of what they're giving. But someone who's a habitual heroin user, if they suddenly get exposed to something that's much stronger, that's where they run into problems. So typically, Brooke, it's somebody who's been using heroin quite a bit, thinks that they know what they're getting, and suddenly they get something much different, much more powerful.
So they get this powerful form of heroin, and in some cases, if you were to overdose, and let's say the paramedics rush to you and they're using this certain kind of drug that's saving people.
Yeah, it's a drug called Narcan or naloxone, and this has been there's been a movement lately in many states around the country to try and make this more widely available. But basically, it's an antidote. So even somebody who's in the middle of an overdose, someone who has stopped breathing because of an overdose, if they get this Narcan, it can actually reverse that. It sort of kicks the heroin, if you will, out of the receptors in the brain, and it makes someone able to start breathing again. So it can be quite effective, and we've seen it actually at work in various places. But that's what they would probably get in an ambulance, in an emergency room, or from the individual themselves.
So if we're talking about this particular strain, this Hollywood heroin, and the death specifically in Massachusetts, I mean, you've been reporting on this for so long, the issue with the problem of heroin nationwide. But with this, is this specifically problematic in New England or the Northeast?
Well, it's a good question, Brooke. It's really problematic all over the country, and it's what's so scary about it and frightening is that many of the people who are heroin users now started off as addicts to pain pills. They may have gotten a pain pill prescription from their doctor, from their dentist, whoever, and over time they became addicted to those pain pills. At some point, they could no longer get the pain pills, so they turned to heroin.